What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. Shooting a couple of emails here. I'm trying to hold on. There's a. Let me figure out which one this is. Well, of course, we have a few different Erics, but I was trying to figure out which one this was. I found them. Alright, give me just a second here. Gotta catch up. Also, let me know what you think of the audio now. I spent a few minutes before the stream messing with it, trying to figure out what might have changed accidentally or just out of nowhere. And my YouTube, or my Windows audio settings under the microphone, it had the input level set to like 57%. So I cranked that sucker all the way up, and then I reset the physical gain knob on my microphone back to 50%, which is usually where I have it. My guess is Windows at some point just randomly decided to set excuse me, it decided to set my microphone volume to 57%. I'm also curious because you guys were commenting about like the lack of background noise. I mean, it kind of seemed it sounded like there was like noise cancellation going on or something. Is that better now? I'm gonna turn my fan on to keep the camera cool because it's a hot day. It's hot out there today, but how's the background noise? Are we back at reasonable? You can hear what I'm doing here. Alright, there we go. We've messaged the first few folks up for repair. Let's see who we've got here in the chat with us. Shuffle hands. Stefan, welcome. Dan, welcome. John, very nice to have y'all back here with us. Boy, I was up late last night too. I was up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Cleaning my room. Getting it to a state where it's it would be not so embarrassing to like live stream a room cleaning like this weekend here. Current state of things, it's still a mess in here, but at least I can walk on my floor. So, man, I was starting to feel like the freaking Asmongold of electronics repair YouTubers there. But we're cleaning up here. Let's get Gerald's HomePod up first. Oh, that's stuck on there. We restored the software on their guy here a few days ago. Or yesterday, actually. And it has been testing just fine. So we're going to go ahead and crack it open and give it that good old hardware maintenance. Alright, there we go. Still a bit quiet. I think so. I'm looking at my audio meter in OBS, and we're like in the red, and at sometimes we're straight up peaking. So I don't think I can squeak much more volume out. But that's interesting. I wonder if maybe I was like waving my heat gun around or something and like melted my microphone or something. Ooh, one other thing. I will be right back. Alright, sorry. I'm already, we've drank all of those coffee beans that, Joe sent us. They're all gone. I just drank the last, well, I think I probably got one more shot in there. Yeah, I had to trim my nails really quick. They were, and I can't cut them too short, because if they're too short, then I can't lift the subwoofers out. I just paw at it with my little nubs. There's like a perfect length, I think, I guess, for fingernails to be working on these things. And they were getting just too long, so I had to go and trim those real quick. Sorry about that. Shaky soldering today. What do you mean? from all the espresso. No. I mean, between my tolerance, it's not like I'm drinking any more than usual. But between my tolerance and then, I guess ADHD brain you tend to have to drink a lot more just to feel, kind of normal. Let alone feel like other people do where they're like super jittery, and it takes a lot for me to get to that point. But also there's a trick. There's a trick. Even if you have shaky hands, you can take quite a lot of that shakiness out in most cases. I'll show you how I do it. I mean, more or less, if I'm having a rough day, like I haven't had anything to eat and I've been up for too long, then my hands start to get less steady. But I'll show you guys how I keep them pretty steady here while we're working on these boards. It's really simple. Essentially, you just rest you gotta anchor your wrist and your hand as much as you can onto something. Feels more tired after drinking coffee. No, yeah. There's like that. That's why I drink so much coffee, is because I have to drink so much to get past that initial like tired feeling that it gives me. How did this camera get so messed up? Alright, what's on the menu? Everyone gets new filters every time. We don't trust originals. They all go bad. Whether they're being used or not, they have a shelf life. And when they go bad, they cause death farts and all sorts of stinky base issues. So, they'll be getting some new filters. Do we need a new Schottky diode? Yes, we do, because it's got a 48K date code on there, and not all of these diodes fail and cause no power, but ones with that date code in particular are. So this definitely needs a new diode. If it wasn't the software issues that bricked this thing and made them send it into us, it probably would have been these filters going bad or that diode going bad and causing some other issue to make them send it into us. So we'll prevent all that, prevent any future issues that we can here. You know, for having a giant hole in the tip, this tip still works really good. Oh, looks like I'm out of filters. That should be plenty for today. I'm gonna be cleaning all that up later with you nerds this weekend. Maybe we'll redo our whole stream setup here and have a new desk setup, new stream setup. Very nice. Alright, let's get this back together. Will your pods sound good if you don't put one screw over the motherboard and 3 in the top basket back? There's a chance it'll rattle. Wouldn't know until you try it, really. Alright, we'll just sanity check it real quick here. Make sure we didn't forget anything. And then we'll keep letting it test until we can ship this out. moving on to Eric's HomePod. And then 3743 is coming up next here. Let's find them and let them know. 3743. Found you. Alright, we can put you away. And let's see, I need to grab a sacrifice. So Eric here has, I believe, attempted a software restore on this. Already. Let me see what did we say? What did they say? Unable to send IDEC. Unable to upload data to device. Make sure that USB MuxD is running. Oh yeah, we have some others to add to the screen there. So we've got harm, and then we've got 3743 and 3737, and then we've got Jacob with some bad bass, and then Roger with no power, and then Suresh with no power. And that'll do it. That'll work. How do you get colors on the HomePod? Oh, yeah. Yes, Gerald. Let me see. Were you the one that asked for sandstone originally? Let's see. Okay, so basically, RIT dye more synthetic. If you follow the link here, any of those colors, we can basically make your HomePod any of those colors, and we can do it to the mesh, and we can do it to the top, and we can do it to the power cable. And well, a custom color, like to what I linked in the stream there, that's an extra $40. Or if you just want to switch from like the original white to the original black, then that's well, Well, yours is in pretty good shape, so I would only charge you a couple of bucks for that. If you just wanted to go from white to black. So you're welcome to think about it and let me know via email when you're ready. Or you can, if you feel very strongly and committed to a color here and now, you can tell me here and now. And I will, if I've got the color on hand, then I can do it in the next day or so here. If I don't have the color on hand, then Michael's probably has it in stock. We'll just run down there and snag a bottle. I don't have my phone on me. Thank you, Stefan. What am I looking at, Stefan? Is that just stripped? If you stripped that, you might be not in great shape. You'll have to find a way. So I don't see any signs of physical damage here to Eric's HomePod. You want apricot orange? So how is this? Is actually probably a bit darker than what maybe you're looking for, but this is usually about the orange that I typically hit on these. Oh, it's a beautiful orange. Orange is easily one of my favorites. And then I believe these two is what the orange top can turn out to look like. That's a brown. Actually, both of these might be browns, but that's more or less this or flat white or anything in between is about where we can hit for the orange. I don't have my orange power cable here. Orange it is. So not too sure what is actually wrong with this yet. I'll have to mess around with it. It's not often we see errors that result in inconsistent or restore behavior. Like throwing different errors when trying to do the same restore process. But what we're going to do here is pick ourselves the logic board from this HomePod, which, yep, there we go. Yeah, it does not light up, it does not power on or do anything, so almost certainly an issue with the amplifier further down inside, but a perfectly good logic board, chances are, so we will steal that from this HomePod here. And then we'll do a little bit of extra maintenance to Eric's HomePod to prevent other issues like what killed this HomePod with no power. Probably a dead diode on the amplifier. We'll give it some new filters too. You know the deal. You know the drill. Stefan, I can't, I'm gonna check one more time, but I can't keep checking my messages here. Oh. That's a problem. How'd you do that? Are you over-tightening it? I don't, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you did that. I don't know if I've ever had that problem without the shell itself being cracked and everything falling through. That's concerning. See, I cut my fingernails just too short. Now I can't get that ribbon undone. Alright, let's take this apart the rest of the way and get it all maintained here. Oh, you got the hi-fi, the faceplate off your hi-fi? Heck yeah. Yeah, it can really put up a fight there, huh? Did you just sit there and pry it off? Did you use any heat and alcohol? Yeah, you just like sit there and kind of like roll it off of it. Ugh. Yeah, my thumbs are like permanently partially skinned from doing basically the same thing to all these various various parts around here. Ah, and a 48K dated diode. Well, let's get that out of here before it causes problems. Alright. Back together we go. What? Sorry, had to clear my throat there, and I figured you didn't wanna hear it. Stefan. You might as well get a color swap while you're at it, huh? Alright, assuming we didn't mix up logic boards here, this should boot right up to someone else's home. Of course, we'll reset it and get it all ready to use for anyone, but Very nice. Let's move on to the next one here. No power from 3743 here. And then after this guy, we've got 3737 with probably the same issue. Oh no, bad bass coming up next. Ooh. Alright, well let's get this taken care of. No power, no lights, a couple of watts over there. That all looks like the usual dead diode on the amplifier. I think I'll be right back. Beans. What? Stefan was dropped by his mom? That explains a lot. mean, who hasn't been dropped as a kid, right? Oh, you guys want to see something crazy? I was moving a bunch of crap out of my room today. One thing that I've been putting off for way too long was keeping all of the old burned out subwoofers through all of the repairs throughout the years. I mean, I'm gonna keep them all still, so that way I can rebuild some of them. Or maybe I mean, they're worth recycling and getting something out of them. I don't know. I don't know why I'm keeping them. I guess I'm a hoarder. But yeah, there was a lot. You had like 3 or 4 of them stacked up back there. Thankfully, I didn't get in any accidents on the way to the storage unit. But they are safe and sound. Stinking up the storage unit now, and not my room. I counted, like, I must have counted about 64, 74, 84, actually about 100. And I've kept almost all of the ones that I've replaced. Almost every single one of those are from other people's repairs that I've fixed. I have a few floating around the house being used as like door stops or weights or lawn decorations. But that's about how many I've got. I also boxed up a bunch of old HomePod shells that are still full of tweeters and microphones and ribbon cables. 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 30, 45. I have about 64-ish shells with a couple of spare parts in them, each of them. I think I have, I have at least 120 amplifier boards in various condition, from standard no power, just needs a little love, to totally unfixable, deemed as parts. Yeah, that's why I'm saving a lot of them, is I do plan on making some pretty sweet custom car audio with a lot of it. And other just random, like, I've got so many ideas for cramming those speakers into so many different things. I just need the time to do it. Y'all thought we were just going to be fixing HomePods. This is just chapter 1 of our YouTube endeavors here. Once the HomePod repairs slow down, we move on to Chapter 2. We move on to Phase 2 of the channel's plans. Nice. So we got some new fart filters on there. They go bad whether they're being used or not, and they cause all sorts of bass issues. Just a little bit of maintenance that's, well, obligatory for these HomePods. Let's get the dead diode out of here. This is what's causing their power issues. We use a brand new, bigger, better, stronger, higher quality diode, so it for sure certainly won't fail again. But really the reason why these diodes fail is just a bad batch of them floating around out there. You don't need to go overkill with the replacement. Heck, you don't even need to replace it if it doesn't have the date codes we're looking out for. That means you've got something else going on. Nah, hot glue won't work. The surfaces aren't rough or porous enough. They're way too smooth. I could have told you that. Get some E6000 or B7000 glue. That clear, sticky, tacky glue that you use to glue your phones back together. Get some of that stuff. Or, if you want to be nice to future self, you could use, you could just use some Velcro. That way you can pop it back off if you need to get back in easier. But don't use that regular crappy Velcro that's got like the felt on it. Get that new age stuff that's like the plastic, the clear plastic balls on it. That stuff's magic. I forget what they're called, but I think it's made by Velcro or 3M. How do you take the tweeters out from your HomePod? I'll show you when we get the amp out of the next HomePod here. But basically you need to take the microphone board out, and then there's a plastic ring that sits above all the tweeters that hold them down. You gotta unlock the tabs for that plastic ring and rotate it counterclockwise. That'll give you room to unscrew the tweeters and pull them out. I think even the iFixit teardown shows how they did it. Shows a similar process. Stefan's gonna break this HomePod way more than it already is. I have a feeling. I'm worried. I'm not telling anyone to follow iFixit's HomePod guide. It's not a guide by any means, even. I called it. I said their teardown, and that's what they call it too. But the specific steps that they take to remove the retaining ring for the tweeters was, if I recall correctly, exactly how I do it. I do not remember if Nick's guide. He's got his guide on iFixit as well. You can. I think I linked to Nick's guide at the top of my website as well. But I think he shows you how to do it too. When you get the tweeters out, though, give each one of them a good shake. Because if it's been dropped, there's a chance that they might have... the speaker inside of its plastic housing might have become unglued and it'll rattle around.
having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble connecting.
Alright. So, this one looks and sounds good to go. This one looks and sounds like it's got no bass at all now. Hopefully we don't have another stinky subwoofer that I gotta haul to my storage unit here and add to the pile. 3737, no bass. After that is gonna be harm. Let's shoot them a message. Random MacBook on the screen. Get out of here. Alright. No bass. Place your bets, folks. Do we have a stinky woofer roasted from filters gone bad, or do we have the shorted black capacitor on the amp, or do we have the shorted tan capacitor with a blown up MOSFET, or will we have a mystery amp issue that we'll have to swap the whole board out for? Place your bets. We'll start a poll. I'm going to start a poll. Join the YouTube chat. What will be this HomePod cause of no bass? Will it be DC filters roasted the subwoofer? Will it be 22 microfarad black capacitor shorted on amp? Will it be the 0.1 microfarad tan cap shorted with MOSFET on the amp? Or will we need to replace the whole board? Start the poll. You have until I get the subwoofer pulled out of this HomePod to lock in your answer. If you needed any hints, it won't help a whole lot, but if you didn't hear it when we powered it up, it had no bass at all. That could still mean almost anything, but maybe that pushes you more towards a certain answer. And I can't tell you myself for sure either here until we at least see the subwoofer. Alright. End pull. We had... Oh, I can't see the poll results. I can't see the poll results. I know that 50% of you thought that it's the DC filters that roasted the woofer. Let's see if you guys were right. Get out of here. We got a good woofer still. So the filters were not the cause for this HomePod's demise. We must have an issue somewhere purely on our amplifier here. Oh, hey, there we go. It posted the poll results. Very cool. It just took a minute. So 25% of you thought it was DC filters. I mean, not a bad guess. Really not a bad guess. But let's see what we've really got here. No one guessed the 22 microfarad black capacitor shorted on the amp, even though that was, if I recall correctly, the cause for no bass on the last one we fixed. The last no bass pod. Interesting. But I guess it makes sense for you folks to give the 0.1 microfarad cap with the MOSFET short an equal chance this time around here, along with the higher chance of it being something we can't figure out. Maybe let's figure it out. We're gonna dive right on into our favorite area of the amplifier here, where we usually see no bass issues when it's not filters gone bad roasting the woofer. The filters don't go bad and cause no bass by themselves. They have to, the woofer has to die, basically, is what kind of what I'm saying here. These filters won't outright stop the bass from working, even though they will roast the subwoofer, which will kill your bass. There we go. I think that makes more sense. Let's look for some shorts. We're gonna check our 22 microfarad capacitor first. Make sure we've got a good... Yeah? Haha! Look at that. Nobody guessed it. Nobody guessed it. Let's get it replaced. Folks, I even have a whole strip of brand new ones of these. I no longer pick them off of parts boards because, I mean, I know what to replace it with, and that's getting to the point. Not where I would recommend everybody go out and replace them, but I mean, you should have a few on hand if you're fixing these for yourself. We'll get these parts replaced on this board here, and then while it's cooling down, I'll show Stefan here how to pull the tweeters. Actually, I don't know if I can. I don't think at the moment. I legitimately do not have any shells in here to show you. I might. Like I said, I'm still trying to clean my house up so that way the landlord can come by and take photos and throw the house on the market for sale. Yay. But, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of parts around here at the moment, but I do think I have something I can show us. Okay, alright. It's not going anywhere. So let's get the... Whee! Let's get our filters out of here. Even though our subwoofer is still good, chances are the filters are still okay now due to their age and the nature of ceramic capacitors aging, being used or not. They have a shelf life, so we'll get them replaced before they possibly cause any future base issues for them here. And does it need a new Schottky diode? Of course it does. Of course it does. It's got a 48K date code on there. Those love to fail and cause no power. No shortage of things waiting to cause problems inside of this HomePod, in addition to the base issue it already had. Let's get that out of here. Alright. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, Stefan. So I'm assuming you've gotten this far already. You've got the main ribbon cable taken out. You need to take that out. Now you need to take the microphone board out too next. So unplug everything connected to that. You need to be careful with these because you can't pull them too far out or you will tear the microphone connected to the ribbon here. So carefully get that unplugged. Get these ones unplugged. Get your main ribbon cable removed. Get this microphone board out of here because it needs to come out in order for the ring below to come out as well. And then once you've gotten all of that, to get this plastic ring out, there are 3 or 4 of these little tabby guys right here. You can see that one here. You're going to need to bend these tabs out like this. And don't be afraid to bend them, because you need them to stay bent out in order to stay unlocked. You need to go around and do that for all of the ones around here that you can find. There's another one over here. Yeah, it looks like there's 3 tabs you have to bend out to unlock it. And once you've done that, if you look around the top of the ring, you'll see places where you can basically stick a flathead and twist this. And you'll keep twisting it, you'll keep twisting it. Be careful not to twist it too far up. It'll only let you go so high up until you hit the microphones. So you can carefully bump right up against those and then stop. And from there you should have plenty of room to pull your tweeters straight out. Of course, each tweeter has 3 screws holding it in, and they share screws with their neighbors. So you've got the screw on the inside and then the ones on each side of it there, 3 in total holding it down. Once you've done that, it should pop pretty much right out. It might be a little stuck in there from the gasket, but you can gently wiggle it a little bit and break it loose. And there you go, you've got yourself a tweeter. Alright, let's get this back together. It is a very... I love this design. I absolutely love it. I contemplated keeping the tweeters in a shell like this when I was trying to figure out how to put tweeters from a HomePod into my car audio. I decided ultimately to take the individual tweeters, and I'm looking for places throughout the cabin to put them, since by themselves they're pretty small and easy to stash into various places where you won't see them. I won't need to cut any holes or modify my interior in any way. Just run wires to them, stuff them somewhere inside of the interior. Good to go. Good to go. Yeah. I don't have any other tips really. Sometimes they can just be really stuck in there. And you gotta, it's not just, more often than not, they're not gonna just unscrew as easily as that one did for me there. Quite often they're really in there, and you gotta kind of smack it a few times. I'm scared to tell that to Stefan. Use force. Oh gosh. And now we have no sound. What did we mess up? No sound entirely, too. That sucks. Here we go again. I'm going to try a different logic board here really quick before we get too far into it. I still think it's going to be, I still think we messed something up on the amp. I seriously doubt the logic board died here in the middle of fixing it. Yeah, with how long that takes, I think that is... Yeah, we got something going on the amp still. Let me in! Hey, good tweeters. Good job, Stefan. I thought I poked a hole in the ribbon cable. It was just a piece of adhesive. Oof. I mean, it would have explained things, but that's not what's going on here. everything, I didn't forget anything as far as connections. Do we just have, like, did the, like, amp controller just randomly die on us? If we don't have any suspects, then I'll go ahead and just replace the amp controller and see if that changes anything. Tim got some sort of sacrifice today, I'll say that, yeah. It's also possible we've got a cold solder joint on that replacement inductor, or capacitor. We'll go ahead and reflow those as well. Other than that, I don't see any reasons for this to have a problem now. That's what we will do. We're going to reflow the capacitor right here first. Oh, Tim got his blood sacrifice from Stefan. Oh no. Still kind of lacking. There we go. Alright, let's redo our filters over here really quick. I don't think these would cause no sound. I'm pretty sure these only deal with the bass, but we'll hit them again. We will fix it one way or another, fear not. And instead of putting it all the way back together, we'll do the smart thing this time and test it all apart here. Excuse me. I don't know what's excuse me going on today. Well, I mean, aside from it being extra hot and probably very dry. What could be happening to me? Okay. Vuck. Nah, still ain't gonna work. I think we'll go ahead and replace that controller. And if that don't do it, we're gonna give it a different amplifier board. Can't believe it. Can't believe we killed an amp. What did we do? Controller. Okay, let's get a parts board. This should be a good parts board. Or at least this controller should still be good. I need my other tweezers. There's still 2 bridges on there. Gosh, we're close. These are tricky. There we go. Okay, the chip is in place. We don't have any bridges. I'm gonna give this a second to cool off and then we'll give it a shot here. And if that doesn't fix it, I'm just gonna yank another board. All right, Pray to Tim. Nah, it still ain't gonna work. That is whack. Balls. Yeah, let me grab another morn. Not those boards. Ooh, here we go. Into the pile I'll maybe never figure out. Maybe one day. Oh, let's refurbish a different amplifier board for them. Nixon, welcome back. You're sad I don't talk. Goodness, where have you been for the past 2 hours? I'm about talked out, if you ask me. I just want to finish this stuff and get out of here. But we don't have... looks like we're not anywhere close to being done yet. Probably gonna have a second stream later tonight when the kid goes to sleep, because I just don't have any other time. I have to get this stupid house cleaned up for our landlord so they can sell it. Tell us a story. Man, I feel like stories tend to not be told very well when you're prompted for one out of the blue. They tend to be a lot better when they come naturally from a tangent or something. In other words, I don't have any idea. Nothing's popping into my head right now. Sorry for being so boring at the moment. I'm also pretty freaking salty about this repair. Like, just a routine no base repair. We even knew what was wrong with it, and then now it just decides to not have any sound. You can't win them all, I guess. But it's been a long time since I've had something just go the complete opposite direction with no clue as to why or how to fix it. I blame Stefan because he asked us to show him how to take the tweeters out, and we deviated from a standard routine no base repair to show Stefan how to take his tweeters out. Sorry, cat started scratching on the wall, and that stuff is annoying as hell. Not having it. Alright, well, I'm sure that has sound now. It only took practically a whole new HomePod, but we got there. We got there. Cool, cool. Guess that camera died. We'll just ride without it. I guess I could y'all want my security cameras up there instead while that camera charges up? Here you go. You ADHD brain frickin' can't focus on any one thing for more than 5 seconds at a time, frickin' TikTok brain, frickin' kids these days. Alright. As if today didn't hurt enough. Yeah, Harm's got 2 of them with 2 different issues. Both of which seem perfectly fixable, though. Not nearly as risque as that no base one there, but hey, maybe Stefan will let us lock in here and concentrate, and he won't mess us up on this next one here. And it'll be a routine, no power repair, no lights, no power, no nothing. Couple of watts from the wall, says the kilowatt meter. Here we go. No, I'm not getting evicted. Like I said earlier, the landlord is selling the property. So that means they come by, they take photos, and they put the property up on the market. And I don't want all my stuff in those photos. Not to mention, we need to do some cleaning up. Not that we're not that we technically have to, but still, I'll play nice. They've played nice with me, relatively nice. So I'll return the favor. You know, I want to maintain a good reputation with them. We've lived here for many years, and even though the owner themselves has decided to do what they want to do with their house, you know, we're just borrowing the house from them, essentially. They're entitled to do whatever they want with it. If they sell the house, and you know, it doesn't affect our lease. It does not affect our lease in any way. It just gets transferred to the new owner, basically, and the new owner's responsible for us. And they have options, no different than the current owner. They could buy us out, of our lease. They could offer us, you know, basically cash to terminate the lease early so they can get us out of here and do what they want with the property sooner than later. Or they could just ride out the rest of the lease with us. You know, we've got almost a year. I think we've got like still like 8 or 9, 10 months, maybe even still. So they very well could just not do anything. In all likeliness, I don't think they're even going to sell the place before our lease is up, unless they take a seriously low offer. This house is a disaster, and that's not our fault. That's just it's an old house. It's a broken pig with lipstick slathered all over it. Many years and many families going through and doing their damage to it before we came through here. Built in like the 70s, I think. With electrical that's supposed to have been recalled and replaced because it burns people's houses down, but, you know, no big deal. In all likeliness, no one like you or me is going to be the people buying this house. It's going to be some outside investment company that comes in and just tears the whole house down. They should. This house needs to just get completely replaced. But they'll build a McMansion here, sell it for a couple million, make some money. And then whoever buys it will probably turn it into an Airbnb, like the other 3 houses right down my street that this happened to within the past 3 years. And my wife and I are gonna have to move like one to 2 plus hours away from my work to afford any kind of place that we want to move to next. But that's life. That's what happens. I just saw that. You think I'm grumpy? Oh, you don't know. You haven't seen me grumpy. Well, yeah, you've seen me grumpy. I'm not grumpy. They forgot the pickles. I am a little salty about losing that amplifier board. I'll say that. Oh. Stefan just had to see how you take tweeters out of these things. And that totally cursed us. Just a normal, safe old, figured it out, no base repair, gone totally south. Yeah, Stefan not only killed our HomePod from thousands of miles away, but he killed his HomePod too. It's a win-win. Oh man. Oh Meat Man, I can sympathize with that too though. The ratio of like killed to saved HomePods at the beginning, it sucked. It was rough, man. And I mean it still sucks to kill one out of every, few hundred. But what sucks to me the most really is just I don't know what went wrong or how to fix it. That's what bugs me the most. Having to replace the amp and losing a bit of money on it, not as big of a deal to me. Because if I can, if I can figure out what went wrong and fix it, then I can prevent it or fix it if it happens again in the future, and share that info so other people can try it on theirs if they run into the same problem. You know how it goes. We're locked in. Wife's on her way home. I don't think we'll be able to fix another one before she gets here, but I think we can get pretty far into it. Oh, I read the first few words of that and I missed the rest. You deleted it. Dang it. You better be behaving. Get your companion cube to watch the child so I can continue. Now we're having dinner when she gets home. But, folks, we're not done here yet, and we are nowhere near done. Hold on a second, I gotta get dinner sorted. I have to provide for the family, and by that I mean order dinner. I must hunt and gather. Hunt and gather my debit card. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to...
Yeah. I don't want to hear it. All right. So what is this? Is this a brick or is it bad base? I can't recall. I've got your email right here. One went quiet. The other... Oh, no, that's right. This one's a brick. We need to try a software restore on this fella. Show your card details. Okay, here you go. Here's my card details. There's the front. There's the back. So yeah, that definitely appears to be looping the boots, booting the loops. Yeah, it's just boot looping over and over here. So let's see what it's got for us here. As I was saying, we'll be back here tonight and or this weekend for some fun stuff. We will be cleaning my room. Yay! But I'm gonna be shuffling a few things around here, maybe tweaking the stream setup here, coming up with something fresh and clean. Cleaning our room up here because it's it's no longer. I love the joke. It's no longer like Asmongold levels of trash in here, but there's still like stuff all over the place we need to clean up and organize. But people keep asking me, stream cleaning your room. Okay, fine. Alright, what have we got here? Let's give it the old... I have something in my eye. I'm gonna start this and then go poke my eye out really quick. Oh, I can't see. I can't see. Oh, I got it. Oh. Possibly invalid IBEC. Okay. So this one wants the hard way. It's not taking the easy way. Alright. That's fine. That's the day that today's gonna be, I see. I see. Let's see, do I have anybody else waiting for a logic board? I do not, so that means we can go over to my... Oh, here it is. Stop sending me first gens in the second gen boxes. Gosh darn it. Why does this happen every time I buy one of these? How? Ooh, that's pretty though. Oh, never mind. Why is the base gone? Why does this always happen to me in the HomePods that I buy? Has somebody seriously already tried restoring the software on this one? I'm gonna be upset. This thing better not turn on. Ooh. Oh, okay. Alright, that means that we've probably got a good logic board in there. Why did they take my rubber base? Why would they do this? I bet you this thing stopped powering on for whoever sold it to me on eBay. And then they probably thought to take it apart, the bottom was the way in. Instead of looking up how to do it, they probably tried brute forcing it. I don't know. Doesn't feel like anybody's been in the top of it. That's for sure. Pop some holly on Molly. It's hot. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and we gotta change this up here. This is the brick from Harm. Give me that. It is so hot in here that the adhesive is becoming exponentially more difficult to work with as it continues to get hotter in here. I'm kind of surprised my camera hasn't shut off yet. What's dumb is the sun's going down now too. There's the whole house is in a giant shadow, and it's all of the heat's finally soaking through the house and in here. Hey. Thankfully, most of the cables and connectors in the HomePod are only on a single side of the connector, so plugging them in backwards is going to effectively be the same thing as just not having it plugged in at all. So you wouldn't have damaged anything. Actually, I think the only exception to that... Oh, there is no exception to that. Yeah, they're all single-sided, so... What's up with my AC? I have one window unit in the living room, and that's it. I live in a house built in Washington in the 70s. So most houses built in Washington until the very late 2000s did not come with air conditioning because we never needed it. No one needed it because it never got hot enough in the summer, Nixon. Like literally the weather in Washington just didn't simply ever get hot enough in the summer for most people to justify spending money on air conditioning for their houses. Or if they did, it was going to be a dinky little portable unit that you would turn on once or twice a year in one of your bedrooms. But most houses built in Washington weren't built with air conditioning. And this whole house that I currently live at runs on a single 15 amp breaker. So there's only enough power for me to run one air conditioner at a time here. Global warming. Climate change. That whole thing. Yeah. Call it what you want, my personal experience, it just keeps getting freaking hotter. And, it never used to get this hot for so long, for so many days out of the year, that people didn't see the need for air conditioning to be built into their houses. Look where that's gotten us all. But, like a few years ago, they passed a law that required that all new homes being built have air conditioning built into them in Washington, so there you go. If you're not poor, your house probably comes with air conditioning. Yeah, when we move, I have a feeling we're not going to be able to afford a house that's going to be built new enough to fall under those requirements, my brother. We'll see about that. Hey, look at that! A 46K dated diode. Of course. Do I have a furnace? Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. Most houses in Washington do have natural gas heating. Natural gas, or at the very least, like, those nasty floorboard heaters, but it is very normal to have a older new house with some sort of heat, be it from gas or baseboards and or some fireplaces. But we got a natural gas furnace here. No, rip your Apple TV. Rest in peace. Uh-oh. Folks, that's all that we've got the time for here and now. Food is pulling up as well, and one thing I will not tolerate is cold food that I just paid for. So, we'll wrap this one up in the next stream. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.